You're welcome to part 4 on this series of trouser sewing. Today, we are going to learn how to sew trouser back pocket or welt pocket, as well as how to bias your pocket perfectly. If you've not watched parts 1 to 3, I have dropped the links on the description box and also at the end of this video. If this is your first time on this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I upload part 5, which is the last part on this series, you will be the first to be notified. If you're a returning fan, thank you for checking back. Now to the video proper. I made this notching while I was cutting, and it represents the center of the front panel. The first thing you are going to do is to bend where you are going to run your darts, and to achieve that, you are going to start from the base of your trouser, fold it into equal parts, then get where you made the notching and stretch it. Then you iron this place so that you will get the exact place where your dart should be. This is what I'm going to use to do the welt of the pocket. This is the pocketing. The length is 18 inches, while the width is 8 inches. So I've just gummed this. And I'm going to bend this one this way, because this is the one I'm using to form the welt of the pocket. I've bent this and formed a crease on it. First of all, I'm going to run thread on this one according to the size of the welt of the pocket. I'm going to make it about half an inch. So this thread will determine the size of the welt or the pocket mouth. I will also cut this in two. You are going to measure 3.5 inches. Make sure your dart will not get to that 3.5 inches, but 3¼ You are going to stop your dart at exactly 3¼ inches, not 3.5. This will be half an inch. You can use your ruler to mark it. Half an inch. Mark it up to 3¼ inches, not 3.5. Then you run your thread. I've just smoothened it and it's relaxed. Make sure that you run your thread straight. If you curve it in any way, here is not going to relax. So it's time to mark the pocket, and I'm going to make the pocket 5.5 inches. So 5.5 divided by 2 will give you 2 3/4 inches or 2.75. You place the 2.75 at the center dart and mark your 5.5 inches in total. Remember that if you are marking, you have to make use of white chalk. See this side, you mark 3.5 inches, this smoothing side, while this other side you mark 3 3/4 inches, 3.75 inches. Then you join the coordinates with a ruler. You can see that the dart is not touching this chalk. The essence of stopping the dart at 3 1/4 inches is so that after fixing the pocket, the end of your dart will not go below your pocket. It will not be showing below your pocket. Mark 3.5, 3 3/4. You draw your line. When you are sewing a trouser, you must have an extra white thread. You place your pocket in this way and place the material on top of it. Make sure you have allowance on both sides and also allowance on the upper part of it, not more than 1.5 inches. If you can make it just 1 inch, better. Then this is what we are going to use to form the welt of the pocket. Make sure that this weaving side is faced up. Then make sure you are going to sew exactly from here that we mark the chalk. And what you are sewing now must be on top of the first thread you've already run. Then you are going to place this inside. Just use basting stitches to hold it. At this point, you might have a challenge of how the space you are going to give for your pocket welt to fit in. You might be like, can I run it this size or this other size? What I do is to cut off this a bit, cut a little part of it, open here and turn it backwards. Then with this, I'm going to use it to measure the size of the pocket. Then from the back here, I can run my thread and have a perfect size where the welt is going to fit in. Please don't make it wider than the mouth of your pocket. make sure that the two lines of thread end exactly at the same point. Make sure they are equal. If you are getting value for your time here, kindly give this video a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button just below this video and turn on the notification bell so that when I upload the last installment on this series, you will be the first to be notified. So we are now going to tear this open. As you are getting close to the end, you make a V shape. Make a V shape here. Make sure that you end the notching just where your thread ends. You don't give any allowance and you don't cut your thread. This is a very important part in sewing of trouser pocket. If you don't get this right, your pocket will have issues. It will not be neat. Make sure, I repeat, make sure you don't cut your thread, and make sure that what you're notching doesn't go beyond where you stitched. Then after that, you remove the basting thread. Then flip these ones over. Push this under and run your thread, and this thread also determines the neatness of your pocket. You must run the thread just very close to here, not on top of any of them. If you run it just outside, your pocket will not be neat, and if you run it on top of the main material, then your pocket is going to have a pleat. This is the second pocket. So after this, I've just changed my under thread to white. Then we are going to run thread to hold this. you can just see how the color of the thread matches. Then you are going to fold it this way, making sure you don't have excess at this top, because this pocketing is measured 18 inches. Then you flip it this way. Gently raise here and run thread this place. You can see why I said you don't need too much allowance that very place earlier. Then you cut here open. Run thread on this one. Now you form your pocket deepening. It doesn't matter if you use white thread or any color of thread, because we are still going to bias it, and the bias will cover this thread we are currently running. The job of this thread we just run now is just to help hold this in place for us to run our bias. That is why you can see I'm trimming it just very close to the thread, and at some point I even cut the thread. So we do the same on the second part of the pocket. Now let's change the upper thread to white. For you to run a perfect bias, you don't have to run it this way from inside, no. You run it from outside. And this is not the main trouser bias, so I'm going to open the down parts this way and fold so that I will not have issues the thread I'm running to catch the under. Make sure you are running the thread just at the tip of your bias. Then you are running a second thread. This second thread now you are running it from inside, and this is the main thread that is holding this pocket. This is the most important thread on this pocket. Then you are going to hold this here and trim. Do the same on the second one. You open it this way and run from outside. Make sure you're running your thread just at the tip of the bias. It makes your pocket to look very neat. Very neat. Meanwhile, this is the second most important thread on this pocket. We run the second thread and of course the most important thread on the pocket. After this, I'm going to show you how to bias the back crotch of the trouser. Then we are going to iron it, which I've just done. See how neat the pocket is. So let's bias here. The essence of this is just to add beauty to the inside part of the trouser. And make sure you are running the bias from outside. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. You can now click on the banner showing on your screen right now to watch my other videos.